Hey everybody, we've got another show going on here and everything, and now we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. And just want to let you know who we are. I'm Rick McNabb with Jobin Realty, and this is Tim Murphy with CNF Mortgage. And just want to let you know where we're at. Jobin Realty's in Hollywood, about 10 seconds past Dean Lumber and what used to be Doug's Hobby Shop on Route 235, located in Hollywood Plaza. And Mr. Murphy's located up there on Route 5 across from Thomas Stone High School. And it is where? Waldorf?
Waldorf, God's country, of course.
Oh,
man.
God. I think he's in the wrong county. I think St. Mary's is God country. So,
you know, Rick, we've been talking so much about every one of our shows. We talk about the 100% financing. We talk about the different angles. But now that things are getting more competitive,
yes,
we're not getting as much closing help.
But we're still getting it.
We are. And sometimes we need a little bit more money to do improvements or different angles. People have said, well, how do I get into a house and possibly raise a little bit of money, raise a little bit of cash?
Well, because some people do have to go FHA, and that requires 3.5% down. So, you know, and some people, it's so simple to come up with extra cash that you can put away that a lot of people just don't realize. And I'm not saying you're going to get it in a week, but, you know, within a couple of months.
Well, there are ways to raise money.
Right.
There's no question.
Exactly.
And I thought today, let's kind of play. I'm going to bring my pad out, and let's just kind of come up with some what I call the 7 secrets, if you will, or quick ways of raising cash to either buy a house with the money down, possibly money to make repairs in the house, or do the things you've always wanted to do, whether it's put ceiling fans in or just any kind of an improvement. And I see you brought your friend with you today.
Oh, that's
Jesse, are you coming to visit us today?
She's getting in the shot today. Okay. She wants to be a movie star too.
So Jesse, let's take a look at the cash. What do you say? Yes?
All right, good.
Ready to go.
Well, while Tim's getting that and me and Jesse are just standing here, we'll go ahead and get things started. So why don't you go ahead and name like probably the most common way to people.
Well, let's look at an example. Let's say someone was going to buy a $200,000 house, right?
Okay.
So they've got $200,000. And let's say they're going to go FHA because remember, there are certain areas like Town Creek you can't buy with a farmer's home loan, right? So you would actually have to be able to put down 3.5% down.
Unless you do VA.
Well, of course, good enough. Very good. So if we want 3.5% of $200,000, we know that 3.5% would be about $7,000. So let's make that the target. Let's assume the seller is going to pay all the closing costs,
right? Everything
else, but we have to come up with 7. So that's going to be our magic number.
What's the $7,000? That's a down payment, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that FHA requires?
Exact 3.5%. And I can tell you, Rick, one of the things that we do need to talk about, maybe in a future show, they're getting ready to change some of the guidelines. FHA, they're talking about possibly going to 5% down.
I know.
Talking about changing maybe the
seller
seller
help. They're trying to make it harder on us.
Oh, you know, it's hard to keep a brother down. That's all I got to tell you, man.
That's right.
So let's target $7,000 as our number. Let's kind of make that our magic, if you will. So Jesse, here, take this for me. Good job, Jess. All right, Jesse, so we're looking at $7,000. You ready? So $7,000 on mark. Let's come up with what I call the 7 secrets a way of generating money. Now, Rick, I know the first thing you're going to say is, Tim, what about the tax stimulus?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And Rick's right about that. I mean, you know, we still do have the tax stimulus money available. The problem is you can't use it up front, can you?
No.
So if you can't get it up front, but you knew you were going to get that tax stimulus of either the $6,500 or the $8,000, you could possibly ask your parents or ask a relative for a gift. Yeah, possibly, you know, being able to get some of that money up front, knowing that down the road, if you wanted to pay them back, and that'd be at your own fruition, you could. From that standpoint, number 1. Number 2, sometimes people get part-time jobs, don't they?
Yes, but just real quick here, just in case anybody hasn't heard yet, the $8,000 is for the first-time home buyers. The $6,500, Tim,
is for folks that have already owned for 5 years continuously as a primary residence on the last past date. So there's a lot out there. Now, there are some income limitations and things like that, too.
But so it's not just for first-time home buyers now. We got other people involved.
That's why we're telling everybody that magic date. Remember what that magic date is. April 30th.
April.
That's right. Jesse, you probably won't be seeing your man at all until April 30th.
I know. We're going to be busy, baby.
Yeah, there you go. So tax stimulus money, number 1. But number 2, really just getting a part-time job. People don't think about that. I mean, we're only talking, what, 90 days, maybe 60, 90 days?
You don't have to keep it forever.
Right, so maybe getting a part-time job. And I always joke, I mean, you know, back in 1984 when I bought my first house, the interest rates were scary. I mean, mine was an adjustable rate and was at 14.5%. Fixed rates were 18%. So when I see fixed rates of 4.5%, It blows me away when you start thinking about the numbers. But I worked for Domino's Pizza. And believe it or not, I went in and I worked just 20 hours a week. I did the weekends is what I ended up doing, delivering pizzas. And honestly, if you think about it, 20 hours a week at basically $10 an hour, and a lot of that was tax-free
Cash.
because of mileage and things you were able to write off. It's $200. And if you're thinking about doing it, let's do everything based on 90 day. We'll call it the 90-day burn. How's that sound?
All right.
If we're thinking about 90 days, and we think about that, well, let's see, how many weeks are in?
4 in a month.
4 in a month.
90 days, all right, 12.
12, right, good, all right. I do the math part. He's the idea man. There we go. So that's $2,400.
Wow.
You know, I mean, that adds up real quick.
And back then, you didn't need 7,000. You probably only needed 2,400.
Well, yeah, that is very true. It was a little different today. You know, speaking of another idea, what about, people don't think about this, what about selling something like eBay?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, people have garage sales all the time.
So
I mean, we
eBay
had one
or-
a couple of years ago, and we made $800 in one weekend just selling things that we hadn't used for years.
Now remember
Unbelievable.
Remember Uncle John's going to give you 3 toasters this year for Christmas? Maybe it's time to eBay one of those toasters, if you will. Now, I saw a study, and this was back done this spring, and it said the average sale price of an item on eBay was $300.
Wow.
It's amazing because you got the high end and the low
Right,
end.
right.
So $300, you sell. How many items on eBay, Rick? Just give me, you know the old Pokemon collection you've been hoarding over there forever, right?
I don't have Pokemon.
No, but you know what I mean by that. So ideas there. You know, it could be like $600 eBay. What would be something else, Rick? Besides that,
Some other things. What do you want to call it? Back in the old days, we had the Cabbage Patch dolls.
that's right. So selling
but that was
items,
on eBay. Okay, so the fourth thing here.
maybe adjusting your W-4s.
Ah, very good one.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize.
You can change it from what you're claiming now, whether it's 0 or 1 or 2, something like that. And now all of a sudden, you know what? You can increase the take home to be able to maximize that return for the money.
Right.
Okay. What's another idea?
Selling your dog? No.
I wouldn't sell
No,
Jessie.
I wouldn't.
Oh, now she's leaving you. I mean, I understand that one completely. No, but you're right. You know, it's funny. Back when I was a kid, I actually sold my blood. And back then, you could get $45 a pint. And I know it's wacky, but you don't think about that kind of stuff, do you?
No, I bet a whole lot of people don't think about selling their blood.
But maybe selling a body part. You know what I mean? Now, I know we're just having fun, but I think what we're trying to show you is there's a lot of creative ideas, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
There really is. So what we want to tell you in a nutshell is we're just starting to get started here. Are there 7 ideas? I got to tell you, there's an infinite number of
more than
ideas.
7.
There really is. So what we want to tell you is this.
Okay, when you come to
Seriously.
the class, the seminars,
Exactly. And I think that's what it comes down to, is coming to the classes, coming to the workshops. We do, I mean, I will tell you, we do have a lot of fun. There's no question about that.
We definitely have a
But that's an opportunity for you to start thinking about. You'd be surprised how quickly you can generate money, whether it's borrowing against something, whether it's gift, whether it's moving in with your parents for a couple of months and saving that $1,000 in rent.
Yeah,
there are
that's
ways.
a huge thing.
There really are.
That can get you money just like that and everything. Of course, you do have to put up with your parents, but it is what it is.
And it might motivate them to give you a gift.
You think?
Wait, to get a hold of us, easy enough. Just call us on the office number at 301-373-6257. Rick, I know. Now, Rick's cell phone gets a little busy, but you can always, if you call the office, ask for Mark and Barbara. In fact, we got to have them on the show maybe next week.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, if you're calling when this show is on the air, you might want to call this one because I'm going to be out of town.
Yeah, Rick will be out. Or you always catch us on the allsouthernmdhomes.com. And we'll see you next week.